Hey Aries, welcome to your tarot session. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for your patience with the reading as always. I'm gonna dive right in. I'm gonna start as always by picking the general energy, the present moment, Aries. What's the general energy? Empress. It's kind of exciting to see the Empress showing up for you right now, but also my intention for today is to channel a message for December. So how exciting to see this card. Here we are grounding something and making it real, making it possible. The Empress is, she needs in some way the Aries energy. She needs the Mars energy to feel complete. So this is like the missing puzzle piece. This is whatever has been missing, whatever was maybe taken away from you at some point. I feel like it's finding you because Empress needs the Emperor and vice versa. The Emperor is you in the tarot. It's this Mars energy. Here we have the Venus. So when the two works together, it creates this perfect balance and it can really create magic. So I'm excited to see this card for you. Something is real now. You know, all the threes in the tarot are about something that is already in the works. It invites us to trust what comes next. And I feel like there's this, again, perfect alignment right now and for the month of December. Something's really opening up for you. Okay, I need to know more about this, Aries. Okay, Page of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, I just said something begins for you after a long period of waiting. And you know what this makes me feel, seeing the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Wands? It's like you finally find in yourself what you've been looking for in others. So anything that you searched externally, you've tried to make sure it was okay, make sure you would receive this thing. Any type of validation you've been seeking externally or any type of answers, you are finding them within. And to me, that represents beautifully the Empress, the Page of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. I don't know what you've been searching for, but it feels like you are on this quest. Who am I? What is my purpose? Is there something bigger and better waiting for me? And I feel like in the month of December, something begins. And this is not just a, short-term thing. I feel like this could be something of like 2 decades. Because the Page of Wands is so special. The way he looks at the wands, it really fascinates me. He understands the potential of this living thing. It's not just an object, it really is a living, energy. It requires sun and water, so it requires vulnerability. We have the water here in the back of the Empress, which is vulnerability, and the sun is our authentic self. So there's the sense of, this is my purpose. And I've been looking for answers, again, externally, but I always knew the answer was here. So how I'm getting this right now is it begins now. The time is now, Aries. The change already started happening. The transformation, I think that you've been transforming for a really long time. You've been gathering information. You've been learning to rest, learning to trust yourself more and more, learning to be at peace. You were on the way to becoming the Empress. Look at that. Justice is here. Another card of balance. This is the middle ground. This is when We are not holding on to any grudges. We are not letting fear or anger lead the way. We want everyone to win. There's something here about the Venus energy for you, which is very important because justice is also Venusian energy. But again, in the Empress, we ground something. Works beautifully with the Seven of Pentacles. I don't know what kind of seed you've been planting, but you've been grounding and definitely practicing being present with what is. And there's this thing that keeps coming up for me this past week. You can only ascend as high as you are rooted. Like, how deeply are you rooted? And I feel like when you ask questions like, okay, when something happens suddenly, when there's a challenge, when there's something unpredictable and a little scary, confusing that happens, how am I reacting to that? Am I absorbing, or am I able to sit with the feelings that are coming up, and instead of reacting, we are present. We are not abandoning ourselves when something a little scary happened. This is what is coming up for you. I feel like one of the biggest lessons in 2024 for Aries was to work with that feminine energy, that Venusian energy. Maybe some of you have been feeling invited to work with some goddesses. There's something here about grounding. Did you get closer to nature? Did you found like your nest, your home, or are you curious and excited about an eventual home, an eventual relocation? Was it a journey with your body, your vessel, your family, your roots? There's so much here that makes you feel way more stable. There's stability, but there's also flexibility. That's the thing. You're present, you're here, you're rooted, grounded, but you're also very flexible. That's one of the qualities of the Empress. She adapts. She can adapt to any situation, and I think that you're starting to really feel like nothing can bring you down. And look at that, we have the Page of Pentacles, which makes sense because this is double earth energy. All the page represent earth, plus the element that they're carrying. So when you see the Page of Pentacles, double earth energy, we're talking about the deepest roots of who you are. And when we go on this spiritual exploration, the spiritual journey of working with our root system, there's going to be a lot of dead roots that we just need to clear out. We're going to work with old stories, a lot of family, ancestral stuff. And I think that you definitely healed a huge layer this year. And I'm sure as an Aries, you're probably wondering, okay, but what's more? I could have done so much better. I feel like I didn't do enough. I feel like this year was slow. I felt that a lot in the Aries reading in 2024. There was a lot of plateau energy and stagnation at some point. But when you look back, and if you are honest with yourself, I think you're going to be able to see how profoundly you change. This is about profound change. This is someone who will never experience life the same because, again, they're not reacting from a wounded place or from fear. Fear is now a tool. I feel like you're learning to use fear as a tool now. You understood something very important. This is definitely with Justice and Empress a great time for journaling. Just let it out. Write about 2024. What comes up? What I love to do sometimes, just on my phone, in the picture folder, just going back a year back and seeing, okay, that's what happened. Those are the things I was interested in. Those are the people I hang out with. And I feel like sometimes there are things that comes up and they can really shine a light on things that we've forgotten. give yourself a little bit of time, you know, journal, meditate on what 2024 taught you, because there's way more than I think you give yourself credit for. Look at that. At the heart of this reading, there is a personal victory. 6 of Wands is when the past, present, and future self aligns. And it's this celebration. We are aware of our own bravery, our own greatness, really, our power, our magic, and we can celebrate that. And we are also being celebrated by our well ancestors, our guides, by the universe, really. And again, I feel like this message of the future self aligned in this moment, it just confirms this period of time. I feel like this is what I need to tell you today. It's so important. This is not just a 1-year thing. This is about the 20 plus next year. Knight of Cups is here. The quality of movements, how you've been showing up for yourself, how you've been showing up with others. Again, the brain is going to invite you into BS. Like, you didn't do enough. You didn't reach the goals that you set. You could have done so much more. And it's not the truth. I feel like you're able to show yourself so much more compassion now. And the Knight of Cups is an invitation to practice that, to constantly show up with intention in everything that we do. And it might sound like a lot, but it is a practice, and eventually it becomes like a second nature. And there's something so beautiful about this card. I feel like the old interpretation of Knight of Cups I never connected with, because to be able to carry a cup and to be on a horse and to move in that way, you need so much stability. You need to be adapting to all the movements and the ups and downs. This is someone who is mastering something emotionally here. So whatever used to bring you down, whatever used to scare you, to affect you, I think it's a story of the past now. You are way more adaptable to the emotional roller coaster. It feels like you have mastered something. Can you identify for yourself what it is emotionally that you have mastered? Is it how you receive? The Empress is a lot about receiving. The Justice card too, like exchange of energy. Are you honoring and embodying your emotional boundaries now? I feel like December is this huge wrap up for you, and you're going to be able to put words on feelings. Like, okay, I really understand what happened in 2024 for me. Now this is the wrap up. Now something new begins, because I'm ready to carry this cup into this next year. And I know I deserve success. I know I deserve anything I want, really. Because again, with the Knight of Cups, it's about that compassion that you have for yourself. The Empress is all about receiving, all about trusting that we are worthy, remembering that it is our birthright to experience pleasure, to have more sweetness in our life, more fun, more joy, regardless of what happens externally. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. You are opening up. You are opening up. You know, the fours in the tarot, especially the Four of Pentacles, like this cosmic fourth. It really wants you to ask the question, like, what do I need more of? What would make me feel more comfortable? And for a lot of you, I think that there's been healing around self-confidence and body image. There could have been a lot of ups and downs also with, you know, your finances and your stability. Like, how am I gonna do more and make more. I think that there was maybe the fear of not having enough that came up, or trying to figure out some type of plan for the future. I think that when it comes to, again, the Venusian theme, Pentacle themes, it was very up and down for you this past year. Now you're stepping into way more stability. But again, it's because you transform emotionally. It's the work that you've been doing. It's the little efforts, the little things that accumulated and created such a massive change for you. Eight of Cups is going to be a very important card for December, because this is like the Hermit. And 2025 is the Hermit year in the tarot. So I always felt like this is the Hermit, like moving away from something, saying goodbye for now. So I feel like in 2025 with Hermit energy, we are invited to be consistent and intentional with everything that we do. Those are my two words: intention and consistency for 2025. It's not about doing everything at once. It's not about quantifying, saying how much am I doing, how much am I growing and changing. It really is about the consistency. So this practice, again, of showing up for yourself and others, it's still going to be coming up. And there are going to be times, especially with the Mars retrograde in Leo that is coming up, oh boy, we're going to be dealing with a lot of anger. Anger is going to come up. We're not going to know what to do with it. And the thing with anger is that it's the only feeling that biologically we are obligated to express, or else it will eat you alive. It will bleed in your relationship. So there's something here, and I know it sounds a little weird, but there's this moment of ugly crying. And I'm not sure you're very comfortable with that, but seeing the Empress here, and again, remember, there's always a stream of water close to the Empress because of her vulnerability, because of her understanding of how essential it is to be vulnerable. Life is vulnerability. You are an Aries. You are the first sign of the zodiac. You are the symbol of a baby being born, the primal scream. You are Mars. Mars is the planet of war, of anger, of so many other things, of course. But I think that it is essential for you to learn how to can I say canalize? I don't know. In French, we say canaliser la colère, like maybe transmute anger probably is a better way to say this. I'm going to have to look that up. Canalize, I'm not sure. So how can we transmute this anger that will for sure come up eventually when we are dealing with certain things, especially stuff from the past, I feel, or little day-to-day stuff that we're just overwhelmed with and that annoys us. I think that it's going to be very easy in the next few months to snap. Even on, snap on the people that we love and get angry and say something that we don't mean. So the more present we are, the more we embody the Empress energy, the Hermit's energy, the less reactive we're going to be. But still, if the anger comes up, how can we transmute it? How can we make something out of it? Can we go for a run? Can we scream in a pillow? And my friend, don't laugh at me. This is amazing. This year was the year where I kind of showed my husband, like, you can scream in a pillow. It really works. It feels so good. And sometimes he's like, okay, I think I need to do it. And it feels so great. If you don't have the time to go for a run or to walk or work out, there are so many things that you can do to use that fire. This is how I want to see it. And especially with the Page of Wands, Six of Wands at the heart of this reading here, there's this fire that's contained within you. And it could be something that you've accumulated, something that you've been pushing down. It wants to come out this year, but it wants to come out through creativity, through passion and excitement. We want to passionately do something, but still in a peaceful way. So to find this balance, justice comes up definitely with trying to, again, balance the feminine and the masculine. How grounded are you? But on the other side, how intentional and passionate are you? And here we have the Ace of Pentacles. And I love this for you. The Ace of Pentacles is malleable. It can become anything that you want. Anything. And it feels like a gift, but it's not a miracle per se. It really is something that you worked for. It really is something that you receive as an exchange because you've put in the work, you've put in the time, you shared some ideas, you showed up for yourself. Something is being offered to you at the very end of December, and you could be like going on a holiday or just taking some time off from work because it's the end of the year, it's the holidays, and then you come back from the holiday and there is this totally new beginning. There's this gift waiting for you. And I think that very early in January, you're going to feel the shift. You're already experiencing some type of change of flow and energy, but I think that January is the ultimate new beginning for you. It's going to feel like it's meant to be. It's going to feel like you can accomplish anything, and you can. You're an Aries. Catalyze. Again, I don't know why I keep saying catalyze. I'm not even sure it's a word. Use this fire, especially if right now there is something that pisses you off. Is it something about yourself, something about family, about work? Is it just uncertainty in general? What's happening around the world? There's anger that's been building up in each and every one of us, but I feel like for Aries, there's this extra layer. This energy is going to help you create the ultimate new beginning for 2025. Again, write those words down, consistency and intention. To do everything intentionally and to stay consistent. It's not about quantifying, it's about showing up. Even if it's just showing up for a minute, it still counts in the consistency. Okay, so let me pick a Moon Witch Oracle for you, Aries. Oh, okay. Dark Moon, pause and reset. You deserve it. Love this. Okay, I'm gonna read the booklet. Dark Moon. Give me a second. Okay, it's the first one. First card, okay. You are being called to soul search, think, reflect, and perhaps cancel your plans and just rest. Real growth occurs in moments of silence. Quiet moments bring us clarity. It is when we are absorbing everything that we learn and gain. No matter the path before you or what you have already experienced, do not skip this important phase of your growth. Learn from the moon. The dark moon is the savasana of the moon cycle. It only lasts a moment when the moon completely disappears from the sky. So pause, back in the silence, relax, and let all the lessons take root. Again, this message of rooting yourself, pausing, grounding is essential. Be honest with yourself. How have you been reacting to things? And I feel like, personally for me, I know exactly when I'm overreacting. I know exactly when I am showing up or reacting from a wounded place. Or if I let anger build up, if I let the energy build up and then I don't digest it, I don't transmute it, and I just push it down, it will affect my relationship, especially my relationship with myself. So I think that, again, it's such a good time to pause and reflect and journal. December is the month of reading, journaling, meditating, grounding. This is the only mission you have right now. It will adds so much power and potential to this next year. Like, we are getting ready for 2025, and this is going to be a crazy freaking year. Get ready. December is the moment to find a little bit more balance and to say, I'm ready to receive whatever the universe has in store for me. I am in a receiving space because I deserve it. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you guys next week.